country music for the past, do we dare say how many years?
I'd say 40 if you want.
The Good Brothers. Pleasure to meet you guys. We just had some fun talking for the Jumbotron here, and we mentioned some of the odd jobs that you guys had when you decided you were going to try and not be musicians and do some real life gigs. What was the final moment that you guys discovered that we can actually make some money doing this and people find us unique and entertaining?
I'd say the first time we ever got paid, and I think we got paid $30 or something like that, and we said, hey, this is okay, doing something we love to do and actually making some money on this.
That wasn't $30 each, by the way. That was $30
that was between the three of us, that's right.
Then you had to pay for the band, the hotel.
The band, hotel,
and it was
fuel.
tough with the bus, it was really tough.
So that's the cool part too, is that people can still keep in touch with you after all these years. And we did tell the story on the Jumbotron, but I think we have to tell it for all the listeners too, about the first song I was ever introduced to about the Good Brothers, and that is the Rabbit song. and coming from an era of music where things were a lot more subtle, like if you listen to the Rabbit as just a common listener, you probably wouldn't catch what's going on there.
Exactly.
Was that kind of treading dangerous water back then?
Well, you know what? It was in a way, but we used to tour a lot with the Grateful Dead back in the early 70s, and of course that culture that you and I are talking about, and your listeners are guessing about, are.
Gardening, we'll call it.
We're talking about
they were exposed to certain kinds of vegetation.
Right, growing
organics.
Your own organics, exactly right. And so it wasn't that daring for us at the time because we were actually appealing to a different audience. It wasn't your typical country audience, so we could get away with it then. But you're right, it's subtle because I had one young woman come up to me and say to me, my dad's favorite song was that song about the rabbit.
Yeah.
Until he found out what it meant. He said, quite frankly, he doesn't like it anymore.
There you go. Those of you that are near YouTube right now, definitely go look up the Rabbit, and you'll see what we're talking about. But
or as we call it, the Rabbit with the Habit, Buzzed Bunny,
the ripped rodent,
the high hair.
You guys could just make a T-shirt with a list of all the acronyms on the back. Well, it's the Good Brothers. So good to meet you guys, and no pun intended, but absolute pleasure. Have fun out there at the Big Valley Crowd today.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks.
I'm sure we will.